All right. So welcome to the webinar today for Tasklet Factory, our warehouse management solution for Microsoft Dynamics AX and finance and operations. Our session today is going to be about what's new in our solution for finance and operations. Before we jump into that, I'm going to take some time to introduce Tasklet Factory, give an overview of who we are, what's already been in our solution, and then I will kick it over to Glenn, who is our resident expert in finance and operations, to talk about the new features, and then we'll have some time for questions at the end. So like I said, agenda today, we'll go over overview of Tasklet Factory, who we are, benefits, technology, who our customers are, go through a quick demo, and then Glenn will take us through what's new, including license plating, no code, low code, and tailoring to your specific needs. So Tasklet Factory, like I said, we're a mobile warehouse management system for Microsoft Dynamics. We support NAV and Business Central, as well as AX and Finance and Operations. Of course, today the AX and Finance and Operations is what we're going to be focused on. We've actually been in business for 12 years now. We have a global partner network with over 700 different customers across 35 countries. We're headquartered in Denmark. That's where we started, but I sit in our US location in Florida. My customers are everybody in the northeast of the US as well as all of Canada. So kind of how we've gotten to know Encore through my work with Canada. We also are able to resell hardware, so scanners, printers, all of that sort of stuff that our software runs on. We're able to help anybody who needs to acquire that. So let's talk quickly about why you would need a mobile warehouse management system in the first place. Let's say right now you're keeping track of your warehouse all with pen and paper. So that would mean you're writing down a bunch of numbers on a page, of both products, quantities, where things are actually going, et cetera, and then going back and entering them into your ERP manually, or filling orders by printing off a page and manually going and picking out the product number. I'm sure we can all imagine ourselves being warehouse employees and, trying to, read off of a sheet that's just full of different numbers and products. And I'm sure we can all understand that, it's a multi-step process. It's really prone to human errors. So you can end up with a lot of inaccurate info in your ERP, incorrect orders, all things that cost you time, money, customer satisfaction, all that stuff you want to avoid. So why you would pick a mobile WMS solution would be to reduce the amount of errors in your warehouse, have more efficient employees, reduce your warehouse cost, improve customer satisfaction, and drive inventory accuracy. Tasklet Factory specifically, we run on Android operating system. We've got a 2-day installation, so it's really quick and easy, especially once your warehouse is set up within finance and operations. Our solution is really customizable. You'll hear me say that a couple of times throughout the demo, I'm sure. And we have online and offline functionality. So, when warehouses are, a little bit larger and Wi-Fi challenged, or, in remote locations, essentially our solution allows, once things are actually, once your order is actually downloaded, you can walk around the warehouse and do different things without actually being connected to the Wi-Fi. Like I said, we run on Android operating system. Our application is a .NET application and it's written in C#. We provide our services both on-prem and on the cloud, and that's regardless of where your ERP sits. So, you can have your ERP on-prem and use our solution on the cloud or vice versa. We use a device management system called Mobi Control. I'll show you guys around that, in a couple of moments. You'll kind of see that through our demo. So this is what really allows us to have that really quick installation time, really quick turnaround on support, because we can remote control all of the devices. and your partner, Encore, can remote control the devices as well as anybody within your corporation that you decide you'd like to have that access to. We work across a ton of different verticals. I'm sure you can, most likely find your company within one of these. Big ones for us are distribution, food services, healthcare, manufacturing, public sector, retail, service and hospitality, wholesale. You can always find customer case stories on our website, TaskletFactory.com. You can also, of course, always reach out to me to learn a little bit more about things that we've done with other customers in the past. So just quick overview of the features that we have, and I'll show you guys some of these in a little bit more depth. I think what you'll find when I actually go through the solution is it's super user-friendly. It's really intuitive to use. So once you kind of can see and visualize how a couple of these work, it'll make a lot of sense what the other ones look like, even if we aren't able to actually dive in and see them today. So we've got the receive function. Of course, when new products come into the warehouse, this allows you to register them. Picking, you can pick one order at a time. We also have functionality that allows you to pick multiple orders at a time. Counting, you can set up plan counts to, count certain products on a regular basis, but this can also be on an ad hoc, unplanned basis. Same with moving, when products or, entire pallets need to be moved around within the warehouse. We have functionality that can support that again on a planned or unplanned basis. Inventory adjustment that allows you to increase or decrease quantity of inventory. You can register new barcodes. So if a supplier, for example, changes a barcode and it's not something that's recognized by the system at that point, the warehouse employee can really easily scan that barcode, associate it with the right product, and keep moving throughout their day. Can look up the contents of any warehouse location and see what's there. Vice versa, you can look up a product and see exactly where it is and how many there are, all of that data. Reporting items as finished on a production order, handling quarantine orders, attaching images. This is one of our newer features, but essentially you'll, there's a lot of different use cases for this, but the one we see most commonly is you find a product around the warehouse or when you're receiving and it's damaged or there seems to be an issue with it. You can attach an image to that product and that image will reflect back in the ERP, so it's really useful for documentation. You can print labels. Like I mentioned, we are able to resell printer devices. License plate inquiry, showing license plate in a specific location. And then pallet transporting as well. So I will switch the screen that I'm sharing and we will go into a quick demo of our solution. So hopefully everybody can see here that we have a handheld scanner on the screen. I'm holding something that looks exactly like this in my hand, but what you're seeing on the screen is through Mobi Control. So that's the remote control that I mentioned before that allows us to do implementation, support, all that good stuff without actually needing to be on site. So I'll take you through just a couple functionalities, like I said, before I pass it over to Glenn. We'll just start with receiving. So obviously this is when new products are coming into your warehouse. You want to acknowledge that you've received them, register that they're actually in your warehouse. We'll click on receive there. And you could have a bunch of different products that are coming into your warehouse, in any one day. So the long way to do this would be to click through every single purchase order that you're expecting that day and figure out which one it is that you're actually working with. The way that we make this really easy though is, say you have a big box of products in front of you, you can just go ahead and pick up one of the products and scan it, and it'll take you right into that order. So I'll go ahead and do that. You'll hear beeps in the background. That's me actually scanning barcodes. So I'll scan one of my products here. And as you can see, the screen narrows down to 2 purchase orders. I can basically do the same thing, pick up my next product and scan it to narrow it down to the actual order that I'm working with. So as you can see here, my order has populated. There's 4 items in this purchase order, and I'll go ahead and start actually registering them as received. I can go ahead and just scan my first product, scan the location that I'm placing it into, and then confirm the quantity that I've received by clicking this green check here. Once I do that, you can see here that this line has turned green. That means that I have received all 10 of these, put them in their place, and I'm ready to move on to the next product. But let's say, for example, here, I scan my next product, scan the location that I'm placing it into, and I'm expecting to receive 12. My system automatically populates that I'm expecting to receive 12, but let's say in this instance, I count them up and I only find 8 of them. I can manually click into this, change that 12 to an 8. And click that green check. So here you can see that instead of turning green like the one above it did, this line item actually turned orange to signify that I'm not all the way done. So, let's say in this case, I get to the bottom of my box and I find the remaining 4 pieces. I can just go ahead and scan that barcode again. Again, scan the bin that I'm placing it into, and the system will automatically know that I have 4 left that I'm expecting to receive. So count those up. I count 4, and I can hit my green check there. And it's turned green. So we can also support lot numbers and serial numbers. Super simple, same type of process. Like I was mentioning before, our solution is really user-friendly. It's super intuitive. So once you kind of see how 1 or 2 things work, it's really easy to imagine the rest. So I'll scan this item, scan the location, scan the barcode for that batch number, and then again, just confirm that quantity. And it's accepted right there. Serial numbers will be really similar. You can go ahead and scan the item, scan the location that you're placing it into, and then you could just go ahead and start scanning your serial numbers. Obviously with serial numbers, each product is unique, so you'll scan each one of them. But now that I've scanned all of my products in this purchase order, it'll automatically pop up with a notification asking me if I want to post. I'll go ahead and click yes there. This is the point that we have to go back online and reconnect to the Wi-Fi to actually connect to the ERP. So we have to be online to get into the purchase order and download all the contents. But all that scanning that I just did can be done offline. And then once we're ready to actually post and connect back to the ERP, we'll have to be online for that. So we can just go ahead and click yes. And you can scan a barcode for a packing slip. You can type in anything you want here. You might want the date. You might have an actual label or barcode that you're scanning. That's up to your best practices and processes. So our product receipt has successfully posted. So I can click close and go on back to my main menu. Next, I'll just show you guys a picking order. So like I mentioned before, we can do, we can support you just picking 1 order at a time. We can also support picking for multiple orders at one time. Just for the purposes of this demo, I'll just go through 1 quick pick order. So as you can see here, I need to pick 3 of these golf ball packages. So first thing I'll do here is just scan this item. And actually, just to note, the system will not allow me to scan an incorrect item here. There's a lot of different areas within our solution where you saw those expected locations pop up. I could scan a different location and it would just sort of pop up with a message asking me if I'm sure I want to do this because it wasn't what I was expecting. But I can override that and click yes. Picking is one of those places where the system just won't let you unless you've already set it up as a substitution. This is kind of our guardrails within our system that, really make sure that, you're not sending out any incorrect orders or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and scan my product, scan the location that I'm taking it from, and then go ahead and scan those serial numbers. And again, now that I've finished with all of my items, it will pop up with a message asking me if I want to post, and I can just go ahead and click yes. And it is posted successfully. So last thing that I'll show you guys in here is going to just to be a quick count. So I essentially just go into my count orders. These ones have all been assigned. So like I mentioned, you can do planned counts or you can do them ad hoc. These ones that are in here are tasks that have been assigned. So I can just go in one of these orders. And as you can see here, it says that all of them have 0 pieces. The reason for that is, most companies decide that, when they're having their employees count something, they want them to do a blind count. So they don't want them to know how many they're expecting going into it. So, let's say I'm going to go into this item here, scan the location that it's in, scan the batch number, and then just enter the quantities that I find. So let's say here I find 7 of them. I'll type in 7, click that check mark, and you'll see 7 there. For time's sake today, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but in that instance where I'm not going to go through everything and I just want to post what I've done, I can always go down to this menu here and click post. So as you can see here, it says that the journal was successfully updated. This can be done a couple of ways. Again, it's really just depending on your best practices and preferences. These types of counts can, if you would like them to, they can directly update the ERP. A lot of customers in these situations have them update the journal instead of actually updating, the number on record. Since they are blind counts, this sort of allows somebody on the ERP side of things to take a look, make sure everything looks right, request a recount if it doesn't, and sort of go from there. So I'll close that. And like I said, and hopefully everyone was able to see through this, the system itself is really intuitive. So, a lot of things will look really similar to, what was in those functions. Maybe just different orders or, a couple different questions. But, once you sort of use the system once, they know how to get through it. It's really easy for people to pick up. So it's a huge benefit as well. From here, I'll kick it over to Glenn. He's going to show us, like I said, a little bit about what's new for our solution for finance and operations. I will change it over to him right now. And Glenn, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you. First of all, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, super. Can I minimize this? There we go. All right. What's new here in the mobile WMS? We have some license plates we want to show you, and we also want to talk about the low-code, no-code approach that we have, and then finally some discussions about how to customize. We are dedicated for mobile WMS and the warehouse part of AX and Dynamics 365 for finance and operations, and that means that we we do several releases a year, and we have features coming out quite a few times during the year. Today we are going to talk about the license plate. License plates are, you can say, normally for the advanced warehouse or the warehouse management, if you like to call it. And since we're running with the mobile solution here with the VMS, the standard VMS solution, which doesn't have license plates, but I can just don't want to be too technical, but we enable the license plates on the item, but we don't enable it on the warehouse. And that means that we are actually not running with the advanced warehouse. We're just running with the normal standard VMS system, and then using the license plate dimension that we have on the item. And just to show you a little bit about what that means, then we'll go into receiving an item or a few items with the this license plate dimension enabled. So you can just see how that looks like. And then we're going to move around with the license plate. First, we can move a complete license plate. We could also build a license plate where we move, so you can have different items on the same license plate, and you can move them around to arrange for your needs. And then finally, we're going to do some picking. So let's first go into the receiving. As you can see here, we have a few purchase orders like Kate did. I'll just be doing a scanning. So I scan my barcode here for the item. I have actually two orders here for this item. I just scan a different item number, and then I can find, okay, I have this order number with two order lines. These two items are actually license plate control. So when I'm going to start with receiving process of the first, I'll be just doing that now. Then you can see I have actually 3 steps here. 1, 2, 3, and the first step here actually says, please give me the license plate number for this. If we don't have a license plate number, we can have a roll of a license plate we can just stick on, and then when we're going to receive it, we can just scan that license plate barcode. I have one here, and you can see that I've scanned it and I moved on to the next. This is a batch control item, so I'll also be scanning a batch number, or if I don't have a batch number, a barcode for the batch number, then I can just key it in manually. In this case, I actually have a barcode, so I'll just scan that one. And then I'm going to receive 20, just to make it simple in this. We can, of course, differ and move, some of the quantities in one license plate if you prefer that, and then you can make multiple registrations on different license plates if that is required. In this case, I'm going to receive all 20 here of the salad, and then the 10 pieces of the broccoli, I'll receive those on the same license plate. So I'll be scanning my broccoli, and I'm going to scan the same license plate as the other one. We can just have a look at the barcode, the license plate in just a few minutes. And we're going to receive 10 pieces here. This completes my order, and I can just post the order here. I'll key in my packing slip number. That was my number. And then we do the posting. Now I have received my my salad and my broccoli into my warehouse. What we have done here is actually when we scan a fresh, or you can say an unused license plate, we're actually going to receive the goods into my inbound area. This is something I've specified in the parameter in the system. So if I go in and have a look at my license plate inquiry, and here I'll have a look at my location, my inbound location. And this is my inbound location looking up, and I have received. And then if you have multiple license plates you have received, you'll have a list here of all the license plates that you have received. In this case, I have only one, and I have received these two item numbers with 20 pieces and 10 pieces. I can also, if I want to make sure that this is the license plate, if I have multiple, then I can just click on this one and then go in and have a look at, you can say have a closer look on what's on the license plate. I can see this is actually the pieces I have received, and we can also have the can say the details about the registration that we have done. All this has been registered in AX and or in this case the 365 for finance and operations. But now I just want to move the goods from my inbound area into my location. So what I'll be doing is I'll just be going to my menu here and then choose movement by license plate here. So actually I'm going to move my complete license plate with all the goods on it and then move it into a specific location. So I've driven all my goods into the location. I just scan the location to confirm this is where I'm going to place it. And now it has been moved. As you can see, now I actually entered my location, my inbound location. So if I just confirm that, if I look up my location that I just placed my goods in, I'll get a list of the goods that I have in that location. I have actually, in this case, you can see I have 3 different license plates, and the last one here, the 65 license plate, is the one we have just received. So very easy, very simple, and easy to use this kind of license plating during the receiving. Now let's try to move some of the goods. Let's say I want to have 20 pieces of each on this license plate. I just need to have I have 5 pieces and 1 piece here. I want to move an additional 4 pieces of the broccoli from this license plate. So I can just choose this one. I can hold it and then choose on-plan move. And then I enter the step where I'm going to make an on-plan move on these items from this license plate. I can just confirm, it is this batch number. So I don't have to actually key in the details because I already know what it is. I can move all 10. This is what the suggestion is, but I can just change that to, I'll just move 4 pieces here. And then I need to confirm the license plate I'm going to place it on. And that was 64. So just scan the license plate. So now we just made a transfer journal and to move the goods from one license plate to the other one. So actually, I have deducted 4 pieces from this license plate. And if I just go back 1 step here, and I have a look at my license plate here, I'll update this location once again. As you can see now, this license plate 64 actually contains of 5 plus 5 pieces in total. And we can just have a look at the status here. Actually, you can see it's actually 5 pieces of the fresh salad, but the broccoli actually consists of 2 different batch numbers, so that's why it's actually split up into 2 different lines here. So that's relevant when you have different, you can say, tracking dimensions to make sure that you have an idea of what you have on a license plate. So nice to have all these details. All right. Now that we have moved the complete license plate, we moved actually this license plate here actually from the inbound area into this location. I can also move this to the outbound location and do the picking from here, or I can also just do my picking from that specific location here, which is actually the one I'm going to use. We go to picking, and then picking in here is actually just like Kate she showed. We have different picking routes, and I'm going to choose this one for demonstrating the picking of the license plates. So actually here I have 2 lines where I'm going to do some picking, and the batch number is actually already, you can say, reserved for me, because I have, during my release of my picking list, I actually played around with the reserving, and then we wanted to have kind of reserving the oldest batch, or the batch, the one that consists of the first expiry batch number. So we have reserved that one, and I can just go in and find it. I have the location. I can also go in and see this is actually the license plate I'm supposed to check. I can just confirm it. I can also change it if I want to, but in this case, I'll just follow what the system says, and I'll just pick up the items here that we have suggested. The batch number, I can either scan it, or I can just manually confirm this is the one I'm going to check, take, and the quantity of 3 pieces. The other one is, you can see, same story. I'm going to pick from the same license plate. You don't have to pick from the same license plate. It's just, in this case, it's just a coincidence that it's actually using the same license plate. So picking the batch number and also the quantity here. So this is actually just picking from license plates. It's quite easy to do, and but you also, if you want to create a new license plate with the quantities that you want to pick, you can also do that. That's another option if you want to. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey Glenn, can you hear me?
I'll just continue.
Your audio is
cutting
in and out. Are you able to try either connecting or disconnecting headphones?
here. I can see there's some. I'll try to. Maybe I should get back to you, Kate.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see if that works better. Okay, hopefully that works. Yeah, I'm sitting in Denmark, so it's probably. Document queue where we have all the the documentation of in and outgoing information that we require from the device. But in here we have the setup. We have some customizations where we actually are enabled to do some neat stuff here, and it is very easy to do, and you can see how fast I actually can change the behavior on the device. Let's say I go to receiving, and in here I want to receive I change the look on the receiving part here. So what I can do actually is go to my display override. I can actually go in and change the look on my device here from the system. I don't have to do any coding. So if I just want to change the look on my purchase orders, so I'll just go down here and find my purchase orders. And our list here on the device is actually it consists of, you can see here we have 5 different display lines, and I'll just be adding on some information here on that particular display line number 5, which is the last one, the bottom part on each order. And then I can change what kind of information I want to have here. I can also append the information if I want to. But let's say I just want to have the delivery mode or the mode of delivery. That's what they call it. And I want to have a kind of neat way of so I'll just mode of delivery, and then I have the value in here. So this is all it takes, and what I have to do on the device, actually just have to update on the device here, and whoopty, then we have, see, added in some extra information. Or I can also change it. So if I want to move this to the line number 3, I'll just change it to display line number 3, save it, and then I'll update on the device again. And now I've changed this line. I can also append, I can put on some other information together with what I have already, but it gives you a pretty much open, you can say open way of setting up the way that you want, and if you have specific needs, that is pretty easy, and yeah, it's an awesome thing to present and be able to show how easy it is. So that's the display override that we have. If I want to say the posting flow editor, this is actually also a powerful tool. It comes out with a lot of all the methods that we have doing posting. I can do posting from a purchase order when I've received all the goods in here. I can do the posting, and also if I'm moving some goods on, picking some goods during the registration. After the registration, we're doing the posting, and the posting is actually the one that actually does the talk back and forward from the device to the AX or Dynamics 365. And this posting editor actually allows us to add in extra steps, so we can say customize extra informations that you want to capture during your posting. Let us just play around with the purchase orders here, and I'll just go into my receive order, and I have already set it up, and we can easily go in. I can see we have set up the input type is a signature. It could also be a photo that I want to capture an image. Since there's a built-in camera on the device, we can also have an image that you want to capture during your receipt or during your posting. For example, if you do some when you have done some picking and want to do the posting of the picking list, and you actually want to document the way that you have wrapped and packed all the goods, and before you send it out the door with the driver of the who's going to pick it up, then you can do some capturing the image of multiple images, and then post it together with the picking list registration. So that will be, you say, attached, and we just use the standard AX and 365 document management, and that will be this one up here. That has, you can say, it's available all around the system, and we just use that one for you can say having the images or the signatures or whatever it is that you want to add in kind of extra steps here. You can use that and use that on that specific journal that you're going to post. The the purchase order here, I'll just activate this one and save it. Hang on, I just need to save it. Yeah, I'll save it. The only thing I need to do here from the device, actually, I just need to update the device, and now we have inherited that this kind of step. We want to do that as well on the device when we're doing the posting. So let me just go in and receive an order. This again is the I'll just receive on a license plate. Now I just key in things manually. You can just see that this is also possible. And then complete 10 out of 10. Now, if you recall that I have actually received and posted before, and that was only one step where I need to key in the packing slip number. But as you can see down here, because we just activated this one, we have not one step, we have two steps here, and the other step is the signature. So I'll just go into the signature just after I have updated my packing slip number here. And then, sorry, I need to change this one so it's a bit larger here. So here I just have the device, as you probably recall from multiple deliveries that you have from the TNT or whatever it is, UPS. When you're going to receive items, you need to have a signature. It's kind of the same thing. You just have your touch screen, and then you do the your signature here. I'll just write with some neat writing here, say hello, and I accept this one. And now that we have the text here, I'll just say confirm. And then we update the signature and also the posting here on the device. Just make this one smaller. If we go to my purchase order, this is actually my purchase order, and when we have received it, I need to update this one. We have now a product receipt, and this product receipt actually is the one we just received. And as you can see up here in my document management, here I have the attachment of my receipt, and if I just want to open it, we can easily see this is my signature I made just a minute ago. So very easy to add in extra informations during your posting steps. Super easy, and it could be quite useful in many ways. Having a look at our customizations here, we just went through the display override, sorry, and the posting flow editor. We can also add images if we want to. I'm not going to demo that here today, but If you want to change the you can say kind of want to have different menu item, you can easily do that with the images here. You can upload an image and then put it on the device. That's possible. You can also change your translations. If you, for example, want to have different translations, and that could be for some of you receive here. If you don't want to call it receive, you want to call it inbound. Then you can just have a translation and then change it to the needs that you have. All right. And some other things that we have actually with these low code, no code, as what you've seen here is actually the no code thing, because we just have, you can say, done a lot of, you can say, activation of the parameters and making sure that you have your ability to customize the solution so it will fit your needs or the typical needs that you have. But should you have different needs that we don't support out of the box with these customizations, then the solution actually is quite easy to customize. And just a thing here we can put into the, if you have a different thing that you want to adjust in here, you have here you have a class that we have provided out of the box. But if you have different needs, you can just have either you have already written the class, or you can just have it written, and then you actually pretty much helped here to put in the class here, and we can utilize that in the solution just out of the box. So it is pretty easy to, you can say, have already customized things that you want to attach in the posting process. So should we have needs that actually is not supported out of the box, the solution is actually quite easy to customize. Since we are in the world of 365 and having a lot of, you can say, updates during the year, we have also prepared the solution to, if you want to have customizations, then it is easy to extend the solution here and make changes for the needs that you have. It is already prepared for that. So we have, can say, full cover of, can say, kind of new customizations to the necessary needs that you might require. As Kate mentioned, we have more than 700 different customers in a lot of different verticals, and they're using it daily, and it's in all kinds of places around the world. So the solution is very adjustable, and we have customers running with the solution totally offline, docking the scanners to do the uploads. But it could also be that you have requirements for, say, only partly offline functionalities. But it is quite easy to extend and do some customizations. The last thing I just want to mention is that the next release that we have actually also is in the, can say, in the name of customizations to make things even more nice. So we will be able to do further customizations in the system here. If I just open up the receiving part, just to say, just a little bit of teasing here, saying that we want to have a new release coming up with some nice features. Here we have a filter. The solution here actually is running already, but the mobile controller is actually a little bit delayed. So there's a lagging here. Sorry about that. It's just coming around. Here it is. Here we have the filter, and we have two different fields with warehouse and delivery date. And should you have to have a need for a third one or a different one that you want to do some filtering on, this actually can be done from the system in our next release, and it is quite nice. Quite nice to be able to change that one to the need that you might have. So we keep updating the system. We keep making it, say, easier and easier to customize and adding a lot of new features, and that will be our, let's say, our focus areas going forward in our roadmaps. So I think this is actually it. Kate, I think I'll just be handing over the controls to you.
Yeah, I think that's it from my end too. I'll actually click it over to you, Melissa. If there's any questions, we can address those. If not, we can end a little bit early. Melissa, you just let us know.
Yeah, we don't have any questions actually, so I think we can get a little bit of time back in our days. Thanks to both of you. Okay, have a good afternoon.
Yeah,
Yep, you too. Thanks so much.